What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, man. Yeah, we got some things to talk about. LT in the building. What's good? 5 minutes, 5 minutes. LT, I cannot start the show unless I start a little bit late. You already know. This is part of the plan, but anyway, scheduled for 8 o'clock this morning, Mr. LT. From 7:30 to 8 is when this show starts. In between those times, it was scheduled for 8. So yes, we are 5 minutes behind, but not the end of the world, fam. Anyway, so we got some things to talk about this morning, guys. As of every morning, Manny Pacquiao, David Benavidez, and Jose Benavidez fight postponed. You know, a lot of fights getting kicked back in boxing right now, man. You know, COVID testing going on and all of this kind of stuff. Intelligence in the building said, "Oh, 5 minutes only." Yup, no doubt. Appreciate you. Carlos Mendoza. Spence is a dosa. Why? Because he had to have a surgery. You sound crazy, Carlos. Carlos, you already know the rules, Carlos. There'll be no Spence blasphemy over here on this channel, Carlos Mendoza. We won't have it. All right? We won't have this Spence blasphemy. Now, no, but in all seriousness, though, what is he supposed to do, bro? You know, he actually told the doctor that he wanted to fight, regardless of the oh, we got a double screen here. But regardless of the eye injury, he wanted to fight anyway. And the doctor said, no, sir. No go, you can't do it. And what is he supposed to do? You know, again, when a guy gets in there like Jamel Herring or Daniel Dubois, and they're sitting there and they decide not to continue to fight, you guys call them quitters. Y'all go, oh, he quit. He should have kept fighting. He should have risked losing sight in his eye, risked being able to box ever again to keep fighting. You know, detached retina, torn retina, whatever. Y'all say he should keep fighting. He's a quitter. But then when a guy like Spence tries to fight, doctor says, no, you have to have a surgery. You can tell you how. He goes and have the surgery. It's a problem there too. I don't get it. I don't get you boxing fans, man. You just want what you want without any type of rationale whatsoever. No rationale whatsoever. You just want what you want regardless, right? Well, it can't work like that, man. Is he a doser for having a torn retina? Well, since you spoke on that, because it's not, let me see. All right. Oh. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. All right. But since you did speak on that, Carlos Mendoza, let's talk about that a little bit. We'll start the show off with that. Errol Spence and his eye injury. I actually didn't have that in the description, but I did want to speak on that this morning. And Carlos, you know, since you brought it up, listen, man, I don't even understand the idea of D Hodges in the building. What's good? What up, D Jeff and chat LDBC? Salute to you, D Hodges in the LDBC. I appreciate you coming through, brother. So I'm not really understanding the fans' plight with this whole conspiracy. It makes zero sense to me that Errol Spence and Al Heyman, and why? Why is it fake? Why would they fake this? Why would they risk? Manny Pacquiao is a money fight. You guys know it's all about money. You guys a lot of you guys just like to create narratives or poke at a certain fighter without any rationale or reason. You cannot put any reason behind Al Heyman and Spence pulling out of a Manny Pacquiao fight intentionally. Put some reason behind it. Don't just say, oh, it's fake. I don't believe it. Why? I mean, it's the biggest fight in his life. Keith Thurman ruined the chance of the torch passing situation. Spence would become the third guy in boxing, clearly, hands down, because Pacquiao is that. So it would be Joshua and Canelo, then it would be Spence. Right? Everybody from 135 to 147 wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. But it's a fake, it's a hoax. You guys have no rhyme or reason for saying that you explain it. That's all I'm saying. All of these people that think it's a hoax that Spence would risk, you know how much he's giving up? Not only is he giving up time, he's giving up this opportunity to make him that guy in the welterweight division, that third guy in boxing, right? A legacy fight, a Hall of Famer on his resume. It is ridiculous. Why would he want to miss out on this fight? You guys can't explain that. The only thing you can say, oh, Spence is faking. Come on, man. You guys are better boxing fans than that. You got to be reasonable. Why not postpone the fight instead of canceling it? Because Manny's old, Carlos. Stop being ignorant right here. It's not about Spence just pushing it back. In 3 or 4 weeks, do you know how long it's going to take for that retina to heal? You're not asking Spence to just push it back. You're asking an old Manny Pacquiao to sit off. It ain't about Spence. Pacquiao wanted to continue, Carlos. You just want to make it about Spence because you're a Spence hater. And it's clear because he's still a doser even before the injury. Stop the hate, bro. Don't be a hating boxing fan, bro. You know? Don't be. And his team saying he'll be back to full training in 3 to 4 weeks is foolery. Okay? Because it takes several weeks for the vision to even come back. I've already done some research on this retina tear. It takes several weeks for the vision to even come back. And then the doctors say that there cannot be any pressure on that eye for several weeks. He's going to have repeated doctor visits before he can find out if he can get punched in the eye. So I don't know what type of training. Where did you get that from? Boxing 24? Because they always put out fugazi articles and reports. But no, he will not be back to full training in 3 to 4 weeks. And the fight being pushed back was not about Spence. It was about Pacquiao. Pacquiao has been training. He has an election coming up, and he wanted to fight. You want to make it about Spence because you're a hater. Don't hate, bro. Come from boxing and come from rationale because you know the hate ain't going to fly over here, Carlos Mendoza. You speak your mind, Sports Talk family. We don't do that hating, Carlos. Get a reasonable, think about these things reasonably. PBC Showtime plus Top Rank equal. Should just join forces, team up, merge, make sense for it. Hey, that would be great. That would be great, Adari. Appreciate you coming through. That would be fantastic. You know what that would take to send Bob Arum and Al Heyman into exile. Then we might be able to make that happen. Dowdy. They got to send both of them into exile. But anyway, that's enough on Spence. I ain't going to ramble on about Spence, but let's kind of keep on theme with that since we spoke on that. All right, let me see here. Who we got in the building? Who we got? Let's see who we going to invite this morning up to the panel. LT, if you working, I know you working. Intelligence hasn't been up here before. Not on the morning show. All right, Intelligence. Intelligence, Adari, and B. Hodges. All three of you guys. First come, first serve. Whoever clicked that link first, come join your boy on the panel this morning if you would like to. That goes out to Intelligence, D. Hodges, and Adari. If you guys got time, anyone, first come, first serve. Come kick it with your boy. Come up here and join me on the panel this morning. Now, let's move forward. Manny Pacquiao says his only concerns is not the length of training to prepare for Ugas. It's not the age difference with Yordenis Ugas. Manny Pacquiao says his only concern in this fight with Yordenis Ugas is merely the stance switch, because he'd been training for a fellow southpaw. Now he's going in there to fight an orthodox fighter in Yordenis Ugas. Manny says that's his only worries. He's pretty confident that he'll beat Yordenis Ugas. But I want to say this. At 42 years old, and for anyone who's been watching this sport long enough, I've been watching it since Manny Pacquiao was 2. You know, since he was 2 years old, I've been watching this sport. For 40 years, I've been watching it. And at 42 years old, any fight this guy get into, he could turn old on us overnight. It could have happened in the Keith Thurman fight. Manny could have turned old on us. This was the fight we show, yeah, it's time for Manny to hang the gloves up. It could have been that Keith Thurman fight. It could be this fight here, guys. And I do believe that Yordenis Ugas is a valid enough opponent to where if Manny turns on us, if he misses too many steps, a little bit sluggish, the gas tank doesn't go as far into this fight as he'd like it to, we could see an upset here. They have Manny heavily favored 3-1. Excuse me, 3-1 in this fight. So, and I think as he should be favored in this fight. I think Manny should pull off this fight if Manny is still Manny. And Carlos Mendoza, this is another reason why you can't mess around waiting for Spence to come back. Man, he's old. He's old. And Spence is saying that he'll take the winner. Now, should Manny Pacquiao beat Yordenis Ugas, the question is, does he fight Spence or does he vacate that belt? And we don't see Manny back in the ring again because Manny's getting ready to be involved in this election over there in the Philippines. Again, he's old. He'll probably be 43 when Spence comes back and they actually get into a fight. By the time they negotiated and set the fight date, Manny might be 43 years old, which is just pushing him further back, depending on what type of fight he has with Yordenis Ugas. Will it take something out of him? And anything being taken out of an already aging Manny Pacquiao to go in there with an Errol Spence, I'm not sure how safe that is. You will have an advantage because now that Spence is facing this eye injury, he's coming off of a layoff, fighting Danny Garcia, going immediately back into another long layoff. You know what it reminds you of, guys? Deja vu. History repeats itself. You remember when Keith Thurman was out there and Errol Spence was coming up and he was hollering for a fight with Keith Thurman and every reason kept happening. Thurman couldn't get in that ring with Errol Spence. And then Thurman started to face troubles, layoffs, injuries, and so forth. And then he never really came back to be the Keith one-time Thurman that we expected him to be. Now, Spence Crawford, it appears that history repeats itself over there at the PBC, man. Spence, you didn't fight Crawford, told him to go get a belt. He got a belt. You holding him off. You fighting this person. Then you get the car crash. You come back. You fight Danny Garcia immediately. You got an eye injury. You don't want to fight Keith Thurman. I don't like Keith Thurman. Seems like these guys at the PBC, they get there to the level and then they lose that thirst, that hunger, that desire to fight the best fighting the best. No, they turn golden boy diva on us, Could be the same deal with Spence, a repeat of what we've seen with Keith Thurman. And I'm saying this as a huge Spence fan, but this is why you cannot waste time. Fight the best. Get in there and do what you're supposed to do. And I don't care who it is. Stop messing around, bro. These fighters at the PBC allow Al Heyman and them and Floyd and those guys to mess around with their careers too much. And they get themselves into position like this. So, but Manny Pacquiao has no worries about Yordenis Ugas. He believes he'll beat him comfortably. He's just worried about the switch of stance and because they've been training for southpaw. But Manny has much experience with orthodox fighter. And many of a higher level than Yordenis Ugas. So, and I do believe that has a lot to do with why he's not really that concerned. Dari says, I would like to see Derek Chisora versus Oscar. Oh yeah, me too, bro. That would be a great fight. That would be a great fight. Good test. Good step up. Good test for not step up because he's fought Dillian White even though he's lost. But it'll be a good fight for Oscar Rivas. We've not heard anything from Rivas, so yeah, that would be cool. Darn. Hard recoil in the building. What's good with your brother? He said Ugas must be too much of a challenge for Spence. Why would you say that? I don't even know where that comes from. But why would you say that? Well, expound on that, hard recoil. That comment really makes no sense without further context. A-Rod 83 Boxio in the building. Everybody check out mi hermano A-Rod. Has a boxing channel, great boxing channel, speaks that boxing truth. Good morning to you, A-Rod. Good morning to you, brother. Carlos Pacquiao said he wants to fight Spence after Ugas, and Spence says he wants to fight the winner. So, yeah, that would be good. I mean, Pacquiao's a warrior. This is not about doubting Pacquiao. Nobody's ever doubted Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a warrior, fam. He don't duck no smoke. Pacquiao is the best thing smoking in boxing right now. He's an active walking Hall of Famer / ATG. This is what Pacquiao is, and he will pass Floyd Mayweather if he was to beat an Errol Spence. This is what Pacquiao is. So I don't understand you guys' comments. What is this about? If he loses, he'll fight Spence. Yeah, he said Pacquiao loses to Ugas. Do you think Spence would fight Ugas instead of Pac for the strap? He said he'll fight the winner. Only guys like you think that he wouldn't, Carlos, because you're a Spence hater. But Spence just came out and said he wants the winner, period. They'll give him enough time. Their fight is out of here. He wants the winner. That's what he said. And for all you Crawford fans, that should let you know something. Ain't no damn Spence Crawford fight. Don't even start talking about it. Spence says he wants the winner of this fight. So don't even start clamoring on about Crawford Spence. It ain't happening. Bob Arum and Al Heyman blew that fight. Y'all blame who y'all want. I'm telling you. Bob Arum and Al Heyman blew that fight. G-Man boxing in the building. What's good with you, brother? Like I always say, guys, if you haven't been over to subscribe and check out my man G-Man, what the hell are you waiting on? What's up with you, G-Man? Good to see you this morning, brother. Pac-Man fighting Ugas is also insurance for Al Heyman and Cheryl Spence. They need to assure Manny doesn't turn back the hands of time. Manny's not going to turn back the hands of time. And not only that, Manny, if you've been paying attention to this sport, Manny's time has been a ticking. Look at his fights, bro. Look, we love Manny Pacquiao, but don't be ignorant. Don't be idiotic, bro. I love Manny. Pretty sure you guys love Manny. 150 Dream Team in the building. He loves Manny Pacquiao. No doubt. We love Manny. But don't be ignorant about this. Before he turned back the hand of time, the dude is going into an election, fam. What do you guys think he is, a superhero? He is a human being, 42 years old, and have more fights than anybody in boxing right now. You guys, this is Manny Pacquiao. He has not stopped anybody since Lucas Matisse, and there's some of you idiots out there talking about he's going to stop Spence. What is wrong with you people? You guys hate Spence in the PBC that much that you're not even willing to look at things clearly? Whatever, bro. Whatever. Spence is going to 154. How much y'all want to bet? Could be. That could be. Right, over 70 fights, 150. What is wrong with them? I don't get it. All right, enough of this Pacquiao. Pacquiao Ugas. We got more on the table. David Haye, man. David Haye is let me drop the link again. First person that hit that link will be the last person on the panel. If you guys want to come, if somebody wants to join me, if not, y'all know I can hold it down alone. Now, David Haye is coming back to fight, but he is not coming back to boxing. So So, you know, okay, here's the thing. So David Haye is making it plain and clear to everyone that this is not a comeback fight. He don't want people to start talking like it's a comeback fight. It ain't no damn comeback fight. It's all about his friend, a friend of his. He's coming in to get in the ring with a friend of his, Joe Fournier, a billionaire that lacks the respect of these boxers. He wants to show Joe that there are levels to this. Right? Joe was an undefeated boxer, 9-0, ranked by the WBN at one point in time. But it was long ago. And David Haye wants to show him, look, when you get to world championship status, and if you've been off and I've been off, it's different levels to this. So they're going to get in there and bang it out. Intelligence said Manny gas more quicker and has no power, and legs aren't as good as it used to. Same situation with Pac-Man and Thurman. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Intelligence. That was intelligent. Like, turn back the hands of time. We already see the time a ticking, man. G-Chain's in the building. What's good? It's them UK, the zone nut hack. It ain't even, no, it's not no UK fans, bro. It's a lot of idiotic American fans over here. Just this hate, bro. Look, this is the thing, G-Chains. People hate the PBC. Me personally, I don't like any of these damn promoters or sanctioning bodies or networks, any of them. I give them all equal heat because I understand that Bob Arum and Oscar and, you know, they're just as terrible as each other. But there are a certain amount of people that hate the PBC because they don't want to be terrible with other networks. They just want to be terrible within their own network. That's the real issue. It's like, okay, so you want them to go out here and negotiate and work with other networks to be terrible with them? That's like, this is just idiotic, bro. Hate it doesn't work. It doesn't fit. David Haye just wants some money. Well, actually, nah, 150, because first his friend's a billionaire, right? And this is the guy he's fighting. So we definitely know for Fournier, it ain't about the money. David Haye, if you know anything about Haye, 50, he was actually pretty wise with his earnings in boxing. He's not one of these athletes that fell off and, fell off the wagon, blew all of his fortune. That's the second thing. The third thing is he's already come out and said this is not a comeback. He ain't going to pursue any more fights after this. This is a one-off deal. He's only going to fight Fournier, which is a friend of his, to teach him some respect, to respect this game of boxing more, that there's levels to this. But it's definitely not about a paycheck. It's definitely not for Fournier, not being a billionaire. What the hell do we care about a boxing paycheck, a purse? He'll probably donate that to some charity, fam. So this is not a money fight. This is not a I still got it fight. This is a fight about teaching somebody respect about championship boxers to get to that championship level. Don't tell me you could do what I could do just because you used to box. This is basically what it's like a battle. You know how you got friends, you got your boys out there, y'all argue about something. They're settling that argument in the ring. 150. That's what this is about with David Haye and his buddy Joe Fournier. A-Rod said the only time I seen Spence rocked against Emmanuel Larte. Exactly. Thank you, A-Rod. Emmanuel Larte. And he was a 154-pounder that fought Spence at 47. He was a big, thick, little, dark-skinned African. And yes, he rocked Spence. Spence was wobbled. But he recovered just like that and beat the hell out of Larte every round after. You know what I mean? But yes, A-Rod, on point. Only time. That is a fact. No, Pacquiao can't stop Spence, but Spence sparring partner sure did. No, I don't know. I don't believe in sparring rumors. He dropped Thurman and he couldn't breathe. He had him running around the ring. Keith once upon a time Thurman, bro. And Thurman ain't never been as durable as Errol Spence. Thurman ain't never really liked it to the body. Luis Collazo proved that 150. I don't really care what Pacquiao did to Thurman because when we're talking about Spence, Thurman is a shell of himself. Keith once upon a time, Thurman. Dead Game in the building. What's good with your Dead Game? Good to see you, brother. Rebel Life Boxing. Go check out my brother, Rebel Life Boxing. What's good to you, fam? Zorro's 2 times. Zorro's. What's up with you, bro? Been a while. He said, big up, D. Been a hot minute. Yeah. Hope all is well with you and the fam. Great, man. Great. I appreciate you asking. I had something interesting new recently, and it comes with great pleasure to say, AJ be furious. Hey, we got to talk about AJ in a minute, Zorro. And actually, it's something interesting concerning that, too. So what's up? Good to see you, Zorro. It's good to see you, brother. All right. Hey, Reds, welcome to the channel, bro. He said UFC doesn't get COVID. Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what, hey, Reds? I like that comment. Welcome to the channel, bro. And this is, you know what, hey, Red? And this is why I think it's so fishy. It's so fishy in boxing now that conveniently, and marquee fighters too, are catching COVID in convenient times, at convenient times. Let me tell you guys something. Hey, Red, hold that thought, because it's another topic that we're talking about that's going to lead into this, and I'm going to come back to that. But touche, shout out to you. Great comment, A-Red. And welcome to the channel again. Everybody smash that like, share the channel for me, man. We got to get back up in the algorithms. We got to let everybody know this is the best morning boxing show in the YTBC, period. We got to get people over here. So y'all hit that like, share it, Facebook, Twitter, IG, whatever, you know what I mean? Share it. 150, you on IG, share it. He never was a shell of himself. He was overhyped. Keith Thurman? Oh, no, I can't agree with that, 50. Dog, he got hurt. Come on, 50. Come on, bro. Come on. I know you're a Pacquiao fan, dog, and I know you're a huge Pacquiao fan, and you don't want to take anything from Pacquiao after him beating Thurman. I get it. But he's a shell of himself. He is Keith once upon a time Thurman. And I said this, 50, long before he even signed up to fight Pacquiao. Before that even was announced in talks or anything, I've been calling him Keith once upon a time Thurman. And I'm going to walk you back about why 150. After he fought Danny Garcia, he faced this injury where he stayed off, held the belts up, and so forth. Then he comes back to fight Josecito Lopez and nearly gets stopped 150. Josecito Lopez, that fight, as a matter of fact, some referees would have waved it off. But that a particular official gave Keith Thurman time to recover and remain in that fight. And at that time, I started calling him Keith once upon a time Thurman, because he faced an injury with Danny Garcia, was off for over 2 years, and came back, fought Josecito Lopez, and faced another injury after that fight. Decline 150. So it's not about taking any credit from Pacquiao. Again, I love Pacquiao. He fought a once upon a time Thurman. If he fought the Thurman that went into that Garcia fight, or the Thurman that fought Sean Porter, Pacquiao doesn't win that, bro. He knocked him down, and it was still a close fight, 50. Come on, bro. BK in the building. Good afternoon. Good morning over here, but good to see you, brother. Good to see you. 150 said Thurman been getting rocked in fights because he's been on the decline. That's why. Adari says Daniel Dubois versus Brian Jennings or Jonathan Rice would be good for him. Yeah, but Frank Warren is going to put him into another fight equal to Bogdan Dinu, to tell you the truth. Trevor Bryan, not Brian Jennings, Trevor Bryan is who he's getting ready to fight, Adari. And this is the Frank Warren nonsense. You know, that's part of why Daniel Dubois was beaten by Joe Joyce, because Frank's just not moving him the right way. He's not giving him that level of competition that he needs. He has to face adversity. Good thing for Daniel Dubois is he and his camp can take what happened to him in Joe Joyce fight and move from there. And I think that he should get past Trevor Bryan pretty comfortably the same way he did Bogdan Dinu. But I would like to see him fight Brian Jennings or Jonathan Rice. And coincidentally, the fact that you say Brian Jennings was the guy that, in my opinion, took Joe Joyce to that next level. Because outside of his chin, Brian Jennings is a pretty solid boxer, and he can, you know, get a boxer prepared for that next level. So, you know, shout out to you. Good comment there, Adari. Rebel Life, David Haye looked like a created video game character. Yeah, man. David Haye got some power though, bro. Got that power, you know, power go last. Dizzle in the building. What's good with you, King of Kings, PPB? Dizzle, what's up? What's up with you, bro? G-Man says, I used to so hype on Thurman. Yeah, I used to be hype on Thurman. I used to think Thurman. I mean, I don't think Thurman was a good boxer, and he did mouthpiece, you know what I mean? But the whole Errol Spence debacle, I was like, Thurman, you talk all of this about Floyd Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather this and Floyd Mayweather that, and then Errol Spence comes around and you turn into what you thought Floyd Mayweather was. Like, yeah. And Spence is kind of doing the same thing that Thurman was doing, and now getting injured, and that retina tear could have come from that accident. If you guys notice, that's the same eye. Someone mentioned it in the chat the other day. That's the same eye that was mangled up after that car wreck. You know, he only had one fight, Danny Garcia, so it could have been remnants from that car wreck. There's talks that Andy Ruiz facing Martin. What Martin? Charles Martin? Prince Charles Martin? Well, that's a good fight for Andy Ruiz. It's a name, you know. I think Ruiz should get past that. It's a good fight. I'm not high on Charles Martin. I think Andy Ruiz should win that fight. That would be a decent fight for him. It's not like he get his hands on the other guys right now. Fury's locked up. Joshua's locked up. Wilder's locked up. You know, we all wanted to see. I would much rather see him fighting Dillian White, but you know. Yeah. But yeah, so enough about David Haye, man. But yeah, he is going to be coming back. Coming back in the ring, but not coming back to kind of respark any career or anything like that. But see what we got here. Oh, yeah. So Roy Jones Jr. and Tom Laughler, Thursday night fights, guys. They're reintroducing you guys that's old enough in my generation or older, you know, maybe about 5-7 years. Thursday night fights was the ish back in the day. Roy Jones Entertainment, I think his company, and Tom Laughler Promotions are teaming up to bring us back Thursday night fights, guys. How about that? And I'm all with this, bro. Like, we need more boxing. It was priceless when we used to have fights on Friday night, fights on Thursday night. You know, Hollywood Fight Nights. Y'all remember Hollywood Fight Nights is coming back, and Loeffler and Roy Jones are going to bring it. They're going to have some good cards, though. You know, they're going to have some good cards. And I'm not sure what's going to be on this first card. Let me see. I was reading that last night. And I can't to tell y'all guys the truth. I don't think that they listed which fighters are going to be on this first card, but bro, Thursday night fights was the ish. I am so glad. And Roy Jones, hopefully they have him doing some announcing on there, because Roy Jones is a beautiful commentator, bro. It's an analyst, like he can break it down. I love Roy Jones. This is going to be great, man. This is going to be great. So shout out to Loeffler and Roy Jones, man, and much blessings to them. I hope this works for our sake, you know, for us to have fights consistently on Thursday night. That's something else that'll bring boxing back, you know, to its strength. Because remember, guys, back in the day, we used to have Friday night fights, Thursday night fights, Monday fights on Monday, and then the big events. But boxing used to be all over, you know, and that's going to get more attention. So, man, much love to Loeffler and Roy Jones. I just wanted to speak on that real quickly. Let you guys know that they are bringing back Thursday night fight. Hollywood Fights is what it's called, but it's on Thursday nights, man, and through Showtime. So it's going to be great, bro. It's going to be great. King Dizzle says, Ruiz need to build up fights. Yeah, he does. But like I said, Prince Charles would be a good fight. Yes, Prince Charles. Yeah. That'll be a good fight for Ruiz. I don't mind that fight at all. Excuse me right quick. Let's see, or build up fights to fight title. Yeah. I mean, I'm with it. I'm with it. Prince Charles stops Andy. Yeah, I'm not sure about that day game. I think you're being a little biased there because of this. I don't think so. Prince Charles ain't no domineering fighter, man. Cut that out. ESPN. What about ESPN? Ray, what are you, ESPN question mark? What does that mean? You want to expound on that a little? 50 said, yes, sir. Yeah, those Thursday night fights, right, 50? He said it might be a while till Andy fight for another belt due to the championship inactivity. And the debacle that's going on. You know, we'll get into it. We'll get into it because it's all about another topic that I wanted to talk about. But look, let's get into it now. As a matter of fact, let's get into it right now. Anthony Joshua and Rob McCracken is coming back, man. You know, he was over there in the Olympics. The Olympics is done now. So Joshua has his trainer back, McCracken. But Joshua was saying something in this article where I was reading the fact that he's getting McCracken back. And really is good because he's going to need him in this fight with Usyk. And I think they have like 7 weeks left, which is plenty enough time for McCracken to get back in there. These guys were working with each other. But Anthony Joshua says that he is interested in fighting Tyson Fury. Whether he wins or loses to Usyk, he still wants to fight Fury. The question is going to be Fury here, Dizzle. You know what I mean? But with that being said, that shows you Andy Ruiz is kind of out of it right now because the belt holders, they don't really have Andy Ruiz in their mindset. AJ is not worried about no trilogy match with Andy Ruiz. He's not. I don't even really think he has anything to prove concerning that because he's done way more than Andy Ruiz and he's headed uphill. It's not as if he's going to take on challenges lesser of opponents than Andy Ruiz. So, I'm with you here. It might be a while till he get a fight for another belt. Like, I'm with you there totally, Dizzle. He's going to have to sit back and wait. But McCracken's back, and that's huge for Joshua, man, because they were actually working on some things, footwork and some drills and techniques, and training these trainers or instructors. Like, I used to be an instructor. I used to teach a GED course, and I used to teach individual income taxes, business taxes. I used to teach a tax course, and so instructors, trainers, coaches, they all have their different style. And, trainers and boxers, they build this rapport, this chemistry with each other. He can take instruction better from Shane. And these drills and these things that they were working on with Joshua's movement and his footwork is going to be extremely necessary in this fight with Alexander Usyk. So, shout out to Anthony Joshua. He definitely needed McCracken back, especially with Usyk bringing Anatoly Lomachenko in. And for you guys that don't know, Anatoly Lomachenko is the guy responsible for bringing Usyk, remember Gvozdyk, Alexander Gvozdyk, and Lomachenko, bringing them up to where they are. I think Derevryanchenko he worked with. So Anatoly is a solid coach, and Usyk has brought him in. So it's going to be a great fight, man. It's going to be a great fight, and I'm really interested. He said, when I lived in Brazil, I used to watch these a few times. Yeah, it was great, bro. It was great. They should make a boxing network just like you have a cartoon network. Makes sense? Yeah, but you got to have enough interest in it. You know how many freaking kids around are watching cartoons? So it's going to be ratings out the yin yang. You want to compare Nickelodeon Network to boxing ratings? I can guarantee you Nickelodeon is killing boxing. So when you get that demand, that will be a good idea. But as of right now, with all of the foolishness they pulling off, fights falling off left and right, that network would have none of the advertisers trying to put any commercials, which means they would make no money, fam. Adari ain't there for one of those already. I don't know what that's about. Adari says no. Well, there you go. No. Adari, they might make one of those facts. I don't know. The appeal has to be there first. The appeal has to be there first. I mean, every heavyweight want to get in the fight with Fury, and I can't blame them. But it wasn't for Wilder being smart ass and making the arbitration happen and destroying one of the biggest fights. Yeah, you know what, Dizzle? I don't blame Wilder, fam. I blame Bob Arum. I don't blame Wilder for this. I blame Bob Arum for this because if Bob Arum didn't lie to Eddie Hearn and tell him, oh, yeah, we're good with the arbitration, don't worry about that, they don't have a leg to stand on, then Eddie Hearn wouldn't have pushed forward with trying to make this fight happen. He wouldn't have contacted the Saudis, got into all of these deals. So I blame Bob Arum for that. I don't blame Wilder and his team. Wilder and his team was only doing what they had to look. If somebody cheats me out of a contract or somebody tries to go another way when you're contracted to fight me, and we had a pandemic there, so under force majeure, that should be extended. You can't tell me it's the end. I blame Bob, bro. He shouldn't have lied to Eddie Hearn. He should have just told him, no, wait a minute, because this arbitration may be an issue. That old bastard knew it could be an issue the whole time. Bob. See, everybody want to point fingers at PBC and they just forget about all of this foolishness that Bob Arum has been doing. And he's been doing it for 60 years. So 60 years, fam. G-Man, appreciate you, my brother. I really, really appreciate that. He said, facts, Bob. Yeah, Bob's a terrible man. It's a terrible. Bob Arum, you're a nasty man. Where the hell is Phil at? It's a great point. Yeah, no doubt. JD in the building. He said, I blame Wilder for continuing to bless Fury when he had the opportunity for undisputed. Hey, man. I can't argue with that because that fool should have took that fight with Joshua a long time ago, man. I don't understand how you let Finkel and them talk you out of this for $100 million. You beat up Dominic Brazil for $20 million. When you went the other way, you didn't get $20 million beat up Dominic Brazil. You knocked him out with one punch. Pow, that would have been an easy $20 million. Then you would have got 40 to fight Joshua and another 40 to fight Joshua because it was a 2-fight deal. So whether you got your ass whooped the first time, you would have had a rematch with Joshua. Now look at this foolishness he's going on with Fury, right? You get the first fight, not $40 million. You get the rematch, get your ass whooped, not $40 million. And now you're about to have a trilogy, not $40 million. In 3 fights with Fury, he probably didn't make the $80 million that he would have made in 2 fights with Anthony Joshua, plus the $20 million bonus for knocking an easy Brazil out. Yeah. I can't argue with that, JD. I can't argue with that at all. They should make a heavyweight Grand Prix tournament. Oh boy, that would be a dream. That would be a dream. Isn't Bob like 93? I think I don't know, man. I think he's about 71 or something. Dizzle, you funny as hell, dog. Oh man, I don't know, but he's pretty old, man. I think he's in his late 70s, but he might be. No, wait. I think him and Don King are 91. You might be right. Hold on. 89, 90. Yeah, 89. He's 89 currently. Yeah, he's almost 90. But he and Don King, yeah, they are close to 90. That's crazy. Bob, 90-year-old, yeah, is still alive. God doesn't want. Well, see, I know a guy that's in his late 80s. Here in Ohio, he's a billionaire. And he told me that going to work, going to do what he's done to gain his fortune every day is keeping him alive. And he wants to be here alive and enjoy it. He said if he stopped working, he believed he would topple over and die. Could be the same thing with Bob Arum. Clearly, he loves this sport of boxing, or he wouldn't continue to do this. He's got enough money to go sit in a garden somewhere and play with the grandkids like the Godfather, but no, he'd rather be in front of the cameras doing what he's doing. And if he stops, maybe he topples over. I mean, this is his inspiration to live. He literally lives for boxing, right? So, yeah. But AJ definitely needing McCracken back in there, bro. And I think that it's huge. And okay, it was something that I wanted to speak on about that. AJ, somebody said something earlier. Man, I'm probably not gonna. Remember, wait. I want to catch this. You must be Spence challenge. Hold on, guys, because I wanted to come back to this Pac-Man fight. It was about Brian Jennings. No, not Huggins. David Haye just want money. Wasn't that their game? They got to do a minute. Oh, okay. Well, it might have been that. Oh, AJ beats Fury in 6. Oh, yeah, I think I did touch on it. That's what it was about. AJ and Fury. Yeah, they still want to fight each other. That's what that was about. They still want to fight each other, bro. So, well, we know that AJ still wants to fight Fury. So, yeah, for sure. For sure, bro. G-Man. He said, preach. Hey, McKinney, welcome to the channel, bro. Hey, everybody, make sure y'all smash that like for me, share it. He said Wilder would have undersold himself for that AJ fight. You can't undersell anything just accepting the $100 million that they tell you that you could get. But, you know, Wilder could have stopped AJ back then too, man. Let me explain something to you guys. AJ was much, now I think AJ beats Wilder. You know, I'm cool with that. Back then, and I was saying it back then, and of course I was catching a lot of heat. And if you guys pay attention to the first Andy Ruiz fight and how Joshua looked in such, good morning, love. I think Wilder would have stopped AJ. If AJ didn't get the job done in 6 or 7 rounds, I believe Wilder would have stopped because AJ's gas tank was terrible back then. He was stiff. He was bulky. You know, he didn't move nearly as well because they have done massive work on his footwork and head movement. Wilder would have found that right hand and sparked him clean out. So I think Wilder really blew it for himself. He really blew it for himself not taking that chance. He blew himself for a lot of money. I mean, even if you lose, you got another fight with the man for $40 million. It wasn't a rematch clause for Joshua. It was a 2-fight deal. It's a difference between a rematch clause and a 2-fight deal. It was a 2-fight deal. He blew it, bro. He blew it. He allowed Shelly Finkel and Al Heyman to play around with his career and his money, telling them to bet on himself. You wasn't betting on yourself, you idiot. They were gambling with your career. They were playing the stock market with your career, and you allowed it. That's what happened with Wilder. Shiz Biz in the building. What's good with you, brother? All right, guys. Last and final topic. We get ready. I got to get out of here. But David and Jose Benavidez postponed again. And see, we were just talking about this pandemic. Somebody made a comment. UFC ain't getting COVID. And I'm telling you, bro, it just seems that these incidences, COVID-19 popping up on some of these fighters, don't really seem legitimate to me. Now, I want to put something out here about this whole David Benavidez situation. I had a feeling Bob was like 93, 90. Yeah, he about to be 90. I think he just turned 90. Don King, a con man. Yeah, both of them were. Both of them, bro. Bob earned 90 in December. Yup, there you go. Sagittarius. I can't really hate on it. Oh, boy. Jalik, the leader in the building. What's good? What's your thoughts on Jalalov? I think that's what you mean, Jalalov. You put the V there. Bro, I've been saying for a while, when he hits the pros, he's going to be a problem. And it was expected. It was expected to me. Jalalov, as a matter of fact, when it got down to Andy Cruz and Jalalov, because those was the 2 chances for, I was like, slim chance, bro. I said, Mark was saying it. We was on a live one morning, Jalik, and Mark was saying Jalalov, Andy Cruz is the last 2 steps for the Americans to get a gold. And I said, well, we ain't getting no gold because I knew that Andy Cruz, look, Keyshawn is my guy, VA finest, you know, hometown boy. I knew he wasn't going to be Andy Cruz, bro. And Jalalov is just a monster, so I expected that, Jalik. I expected him to win that. He's a beast, bro. Benavidez got the Rona. Yeah, we get ready to get on this. This is the last topic, guys. David Benavidez coming down with Corona, the fight being pushed back. Really bad news for his brother, Jose Benavidez, because he was supposed to come back that was going to be his fight to come back. Now with this, they have postponed. They've not canceled this. They've postponed it, so they will still be fighting, but at a later date. They haven't given a date yet, but this is why I want to talk about this, because A came in, you know, A was talking about the UFC not getting COVID and things like that. And here's the thing, man. I've not had confidence on these cases. I can't tell someone that they don't have COVID or assume that. I can't do that, but I don't have to fully fledged believe this. It's too convenient to me for David Benavidez to catch COVID and not be fighting Usyk now. I will tell you why. Canelo fights falling apart, Plant becoming available, or maybe not. David Benavidez don't want to be tied down with Usyk. And you know, in boxing now, you fight, you got to wait a couple of months or whatever. He want to be right there in the mix. If his name gets called, for a fight, you're going to jump on it, bro. You're going to jump on it, be the fastest recovery from COVID you've ever seen. That's what I believe it is. A lot of opportunities have popped up, and he's locked up with them Jose Usyk, which he had really no options prior to all of these things happening, all of these fights falling apart. He didn't really have options, so he signed up for Usyk. It's bad news for his brother because this was supposed to be his fight to come back, but I don't know, man. Every one of these COVID cases, I'm just not believing it, man. But they're saying that he had contracted COVID, and that's why the fight had to be stopped. Amanda Nunes got COVID, and she was out of her fight last week. COVID is real in combat. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's fake. I'm just saying that I believe that some of these teams are using it as an excuse to delay or get out of a fight. I really believe that, bro. Boxing, no, what's up? What's up? Appreciate you. Everybody getting COVID. What a sin. Yeah. Everybody with people that I know. And I know a hell of a lot of people. And I don't know one. I keep hearing news article reports. You know what's funny to me? Famous people are getting it. Or people that is going to be reported on the news. Seems pretty fishy to me, man. It really does. It seems pretty fishy to me. David Benavidez missed weight, drugs, now opponent shaking my head. Yeah. Yeah. He did not have that last year. I don't know, G-man, but it's like David Benavidez, you're too young for all of these situations. Like and this is the guy that people are picking to beat Canelo. He's not even an active fighter, man. Like, this is amazing. The Canelo hate is on 1,000. This is the guy that you guys picked to beat Canelo. He's inactive as hell. You know, I think he'll have a tough go at it with Plant. I would pick him to beat Plant, but I think it'll be a tough go because look how inactive this guy is, man. There's always something else keeping him out of the ring. At this age, he's supposed to be. And look at Jared Anderson and his level of activity versus David Benavidez. Look at Virgil Ortiz and his level of activity versus David Benavidez. He's very, very inactive. Very inactive. So Dizzle says COVID is like an injury. You can't. Yeah, well, it is. Well, anyway, guys, that about sums it up this morning. That's up for the hour. Just want to kind of bring some of those things. Benavidez ain't beating Cinnamon. So nah. That ain't happening, bro. That's not happening at all. But I'm getting ready to get out of here, guys. I got a meeting to go to at 11 o'clock. Really important meeting. Just wanted to drop some of that stuff on the McCracken is back with Joshua and Roy Jones. Loeffler bringing us back. Thursday night fights. Manny Pacquiao ain't worried about Yordenis Ugas. The only thing he says is a concern there is the stance switching. David Haye not coming back to box for a career, but he'll be back to boxing to beat up his friend Fournier and teach him some respect about boxing. And you idiots, Errol Smith's eye injury is not a fake. Okay? Cut it out, man. Cut it out. There's nothing faking about that. It's a real injury. So stop the nonsense. And this is the best morning boxing show on the YTV. See everybody, share that. Hit the like for me. Appreciate you guys coming out. Y'all know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.